Most people use Suno like a vending machine. They put in a few coins, a couple of vague tags like pop or happy, hit generate, and hope for a snack. But when you treat Suno like a vending machine, you get vending machine music. Generic, stock-sounding, and forgettable. If you want to create music that actually moves people, you have to stop being a prompter and start being a producer. Real producers don't just think about the genre, they think about the space the music lives in, the warmth of the recording, and the precise delivery of the vocal. Today, I'm going to show you the advanced style narrative framework. This moves us away from basic tagging and into a high-level production workflow. We're going to break this down into 3 core sections: the sonic foundation, the feel and style, and the control and direction. Let's start with the sonic foundation. This is the how of the recording. When you just type soul, Suno defaults to a clean digital average. To fix this, we use the first 3 pillars: sonic fidelity, separation, and frequency. Let's look at our first live example. For this, let's go for the vintage 1960s soul vibe. I'm imagining authentic Motown-era warmth with a grit that sounds like it was recorded on a retro tape machine. So instead of just 60s soul, we use a sonic foundation prompt like this. Notice what we did there. By asking for analog saturation and rolled off treble, you tell the AI to kill that modern piercing digital sharpness. Instrument bleeding makes it sound like the band was recording in the same room together, which is exactly how those classic Motown hits were made. Here I'm pasting the lyrics with the guiding meta tags for the structure and build up. Let's hit create and see what comes up. Here we are.
On the pavement outside, got nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. I'm counting the minutes since you walked out the door. I don't think my heart can take it no more. Ooh, the shadows are long.
Wow, that really nailed the warmth I was looking for. It doesn't sound like a clean, sterile AI file. It actually sounds like a dusty record you'd find in a crate. You can really hear how those tags are working. The band feels like they're in a tight room together, and that vocal rasp is exactly what makes this feel human. Next, we move to the second core section of our framework, the feel and style. This covers the when and the pulse of your track. The AI needs more than just a genre name to understand the rhythm. It needs to know the era-specific production energy and the exact movement of the beat. For our second live example, let's go with 90s East Coast hip-hop, specifically that boom-bap sound. Most people would just type old-school rap. That's the vending machine approach. It might give you a beat, but it won't give you that dusty, gritty NYC basement vibe. To get that, our style narrative looks like this. By specifying 92 BPM and head-nodding swing, we're telling Suno not to make the beat too perfect or robotic. We want that slightly lazy rhythmic feel that defined the golden age of hip-hop. Now let's look at how we structure the lyrics for this style. We're using transition tags to tell the AI exactly when to switch from a verse to a beat break. Let's generate that and hear the difference the swing and dusty tags make.
Yeah. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. From the concrete jungle where the shadows reside, we keep the rhymes heavy. Nowhere to hide. It's the boom in the bap, the soul in the track. 92 on the tempo. There's no turning back. This is a street light. This is the street light. This is the street life. This is the street life. The rhythm in the rhyme, keeping it classic, ahead of our time. From the block to the booth, we're telling the truth. Boom bap energy, the fire of youth.
The swing on that beat is exactly what I was after. It's got that lazy, head-nodding 90s pocket that you just don't get if you only type rap. And you can hear that vinyl crackle underneath the piano loop. It adds so much grit and texture. It feels raw, like it was sampled straight off a basement turntable. The third and final section of the framework is control and direction. This is where you act as the director in the studio. You're defining the physical space the music lives in and using negative prompting to keep the AI from drifting into average territory. For our third live example, let's try something completely different: ethereal dream pop. This genre lives or dies by its atmosphere. If the recording is too dry or close, the magic is gone. Our style narrative for this one is here. And for the negative prompt, let's include these in the exclude styles section. Notice the negative prompt here. By saying no sharp transients, we're telling the AI to soften the hit of the drums and instruments, making everything feel like a cloud. For the lyrics, we're going to use performance tags to direct the singer's breath. Let's see how Suno handles that infinite cathedral space.
Floating in a sea of velvet and light.
That space is absolutely massive. By telling the AI no sharp transients, we got this really smooth, cloud-like feeling where the vocals just float instead of hitting too hard. It's a complete 180 from the dry, tight soul track we did first, and it shows just how much control you have over the physical environment of your song. Now, you've seen the framework in action, but I want to give you a secret for your actual workflow. You don't have to write these massive 9-pillar narratives from scratch every single time. Real pros use a technical assistant, also known as an LLM like ChatGPT or Claude. Instead of struggling to remember the word for tube amp warmth, give your LLM your lyrics and tell it the vibe you want. Use this prompt. Act as a music producer. Based on these lyrics, generate a Suno-style narrative using the 9-pillar framework: fidelity, separation, frequency, era, energy, tempo, space, vocal, and negatives. Then format my lyrics with structural and behavioral tags. In seconds, the AI will give you a professional, technical blueprint. You aren't guessing anymore. You're engineering a specific result. Once you have that perfect master generation, you can do your extending and polishing whenever you want. The initial birth of the track is what benefits most from the low server load. Let's wrap this up. To move from a prompter to a producer: 1. Build your sonic foundation first. 2. Define the feel and the era. 3. Control the space and use negative prompts. And 4. Use an LLM to engineer your technical tags. Suno is a revolutionary instrument, but at the end of the day, it's still just an instrument. It needs a player with a vision. Stop prompting. Start producing. And if you found this helpful, subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comments which genre you're going to produce next. Go make some great music. I'll see you in the next one.